Today, the fast break offense of the Cleveland Browns come to St. Louis to meet the Rams, a team winless and in ill humor. They could be a tough out today, and the kickoff is next. And the big news, Jackson, who's the deep back here, is back at running back. Here's Bulger on first down, airing it out deep. Downfield throw, and the ball is taken inside the 40-yard line of the Browns. Torrey Holt makes the play on Lee Bodden for a 38-yard gain. Browns defense, though, grades out very low, 32nd in most categories. And here is Jackson ripping through that defense, and Jackson is inside the 15 and all the way down to the 11-yard line. So the Browns, Steve Berline there. So it's third and very little for a first down, third and about a foot. Third and just over a yard for a touchdown. Jackson hits down, and he looks like he does. They're going to give it to him. He cracked the plane. Linesmen come in, hands up. So the Browns get Steven Jackson back, and just like that on their opening drive of this game, they get their first rushing touchdown of this season.
You know, Don, we talked to him on Friday, and he was really focused and really excited to get out there in the eyes of his teammates that they just weren't playing with the passion last week. Look at that. That's passion right there. Sticking that ball out there saying, I want to get it in. I don't want to waste any time. I'll do it myself. Especially when you look at the fact that he can jump and go after that football when it's up in the air.
Yeah, Anderson, he'll be throwing some jump balls to those big guys who can get up in the air. Indeed, now here's a throw, and Cribbs spins out, and they're going to rule incomplete as Ty Hill. I was talking to Ty before the game. Anticipation there a bit early, and it's an offside. Now it's third down and a long 3. And here is Bulger standing in. Throw to the near side. Nicely executed. Drew Bennett, the sure-handed one, back in the game.
Steven Jackson getting something out of it, at least a yard out of the deal.
On a 2nd and 9, Bulger goes to Jackson with that speed to bounce outside.
Steven Jackson downhill. That's a tough guy to bring down.
Jackson is the eye back on this third and short play. Here's a swing pass to Jackson. First down and more. And he with a forearm to the defender. And Richie Incognito, the starting right guard today, he's being checked out for a possible knee injury. Here's a big rush. Bulger sidesteps it, lets the ball go downfield. And it is taken inside the 5-yard line by Torrey Holt. There's also a penalty marker down where Bulger released the ball. And they have had no touchdowns in their previous 2 games. Bulger to the end zone. Torrey Holt. Beaten on the play, and all of a sudden they've got something to cheer about in St. Louis. What has up to now been a losing season, and Romeo Crennel's worst fears being realized.
He is fired up on that sideline, realizing how important this game is for his ball club. His defense has to step up.
Derek Anderson with a terrific throw to Braylon Edwards coming off the left flank.
Where they pretty much have to eliminate Jamal Lewis from the game plan because you can't get down any more than you already are.
Anderson lets a long ball fly. Receivers out there. It's taken in. What a play. Braylon Edwards going up over a defender. Fakir Brown, who was right on him. Are they going to wave it off? No, that's a catch.
Look at that line. Look at how much bigger Braylon Edwards looks than these guys. And watch the way he goes up and gets the football.
Rob Chudzinski, the new Browns offensive coordinator, has really implemented the talent here in a lot of different ways to open it up. Here is the throw now to the end zone. It's again to Edwards, and coverage is all over him. He's looking for a foul call. And it is Ty Hill.
You read, as that last play, Tim Carter was wide open on the sideline.
Third down, timing throw. Receiver was bumped off the play. They were going to Joe Jaravicius. And Fakir Brown bumped him. They're calling the Browns one of.
The timing was disrupted.
35-yard field goal, beautifully executed by the Browns. They are on the board, but down 14-3. So Dawson hits the field goal. Browns get their first points.
Time today. Let's see if he can just cash in and make the plays.
Well, he needs a little over 8 here. The Browns send a corner blitz. He fires down the field. First down and more. Running in the open field is McMichael, and he's out to the 44-yard line. So on third and almost 9 to make it 14-3. Bulger. Nicely thrown ball as Drew Bennett on the right flank. He's got like the Rams of '99 when Kurt Warner was pulling the trigger. Again, they go to Leonard, and the Browns on third and short. Third and really only about a yard. Make the knockdown.
How ready are you to play? If you stand up and make a play right here, you got a chance.
Travis Minor's in. He can catch the ball. They go straight ahead now. Linesmen come in. It's going to be a measurement if they got it. The Browns are celebrating. I think they made the stop. And games can turn on something like this. A defensive stop. It's 1st and 10 for the Browns. Jamal Lewis runs well, and he gets ahead for a first down. Yeah, he would have gotten the ball. Now the Browns, they go right back to the run. And Jamal Lewis running with a vengeance.
Only a backup running back, but he's got good depth there with 2 running backs that can step in if they need them.
Play fake. Fake the reverse. Go to a screen. What a nice looking play. And it is a first down for the Browns as they get it down to the 34-yard line.
Coming, like you said, Don, from Oregon State. He's really got people in the NFL noticing who he is, though, by his play.
Originally was a 6th-round draft choice of Baltimore, was waived by the Ravens, and now back to the run. And
they could tell right when he got to Cleveland that he was the real deal. He was a man among boys, and he's not disappointed whatsoever.
Now a timing throw to the end zone. Braylon Edwards is in, and the Browns are on the board with a touchdown. Fakir Brown defending, and Fakir Brown cannot stay with Braylon Edwards. That's been established in this game.
You know, that is Braylon Edwards' 8th touchdown reception of the year. I'll show you, sometimes people make the game a little bit more difficult than you saw Derek Anderson. He looked out here to the left real quickly. He knew right away that he was going to go to Braylon Edwards on that play. No more indecision than anybody else in this whole state. He knew right away when he saw the look that he was going to Braylon Edwards. Challenge Braylon Edwards anymore. The same result's going to happen. They're going to be coming right out there to him.
12-yard gain on the last play, and now the Browns slam the door on Brian Leonard, the rookie, trying to run a stretch play. And Willie McGinnis, grew up in Youngstown, went to Youngstown State. He had 4 field goals, and the Rams won that day 26-20. Now the Browns come out running, and Jamal Lewis works his way out to the 14-10. 2 minutes to play in the first half, and the Browns driving. Derek Anderson on reverse. Here's Cribbs, who's run a ball at least once every game. And look at Joshua Cribbs. Man, how can a guy like this go undrafted?
Well, he was a quarterback.
This Rob Chudzinski has been an enormous addition to the Browns, the offensive coordinator. He's a lifelong Browns fan also from Toledo. Look at the play by the Browns. These guys are off the charts. Kellen Winslow. 21 yards, and the Browns take the lead.
Wow. And that's just execution at its finest right there. You might have to remind them.
Guys like the quarterback.
Yes, like myself. Just
here's a throw down. Ooh, that's a good-looking throw. That's a beauty to Randy McMichael. They paid him a lot of money, and that's one of the reasons why. Now the ball's on the field, and the Browns think they have it. And so does the official, which is all that matters. A 21-yard gain, but a subsequent turnover. Lee Bodden comes up with the ball. And now let's see what happens with the Browns. They've got 31 seconds left.
They're going back saying St. Louis has the ball now.
Goal range.
Well, let's see. Now he obviously makes the catch, comes down with the football. Forward progress is stopped. He's still got the football. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Yeah, that was the right call.
It'll be the Cameron Wimbley told us he's like another coach also on the field. Willie McGinnis. Here is Bulger, an out catter, nicely executed, and Drew Bennett works the sideline. First down Rams with 8 seconds to play. Wilkins, a normally very good kicker, has been only 12 of 18 on field goals this year. This is the kicker from Youngstown State. Spins his kick through, and we'll go to halftime. Well, we actually have 3 seconds left. That's the end of the half. Now a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS.
Now his defense gets to come out and make a statement early in this second half against the Cleveland Browns offense.
They open with a downfield throw and a connection, and Braylon Edwards is somewhere in the unstoppable category.
Learn that you just have to be sure.
Tough down here now, 3rd down and 17.
You're going to see nothing crazy, I'm sure.
Fastball on target. The aforementioned Joe Jaravicius will do something to make up for it, and there it is. Makes a tremendous play for a first down.
3rd and 20, and I start thinking they're going to be conservative. They're going to just try and pick up half of it.
The wide out near side. They flex out the tight end Winslow. Braylon Edwards wide to the left. Here comes the rush. Joe Jaravicius. What a play by Jaravicius. He's inside the 20, beating the defender. And again, Jaravicius at the Rams 17-yard line. Braylon Edwards comes back at the ball and catches it. The lone runner for the Browns. 3 wide receivers. Play fake. Look, throw. It's unbelievable.
Guess who?
You lose adjectives for this guy.
Are you kidding me?
This touchdown, Cleveland.
That is unbelievable.
They're going into the unstoppable category right now. And I'll tell you this, Anderson.
He's never been hurt. And if he keeps going at this pace, I don't think there's going to be any doubt about it.
How about Brady's on track to throw 62? Look at this play. Man, what a hit.
That was a good third down conversion, 3rd and long for the Rams there. A little bit of Cleveland got a little bit of momentum.
Bulger with a nicely timed throw to the sure-handed Drew Bennett. Bulger was shaken up as he got hit as he released the ball. Looking after a slow start today, and the Browns have come back to take a 24-17 lead. Here is the throw over the middle, a strike. Nicely done by Farrat. And he gets it down to the 34-yard line, a gain of 12 yards and a first down for St. Louis.
Rhythm going here now. Gus Farrat in there and not missing a beat.
Second down. Farrat is swept under a big defensive play by a big guy. Higgins would come in as one, a wide receiver who was a quarterback at Virginia, but not in the NFL. Here is a field goal attempt, really nicely done, a 46-yarder by Wilkins, and it is a 24-20 game. Cleveland. The Browns get the ball when we come back.
You keep putting these situations on yourself, you're going to have something bad happen at some point.
This is 1st and 20. Out throw to the sure-handed Braylon Edwards, turns it up and goes out across the 30-yard line. So he gets back all the penalty yards. And Edwards has caught 7 for 99, a prolific day, 2 for touchdowns. Here's a handoff to Rome. Harrison works his way. And the Browns, despite starting not a moments ago with a 1st and 20, all of a sudden 2 plays later have a first down. 1:32 to play in it. Browns with that 4-point lead, driving a second time here in the second half. And here is an open field run. Jerome Harrison breaks through the defense. And now the Rams starter, who played very well before he banged his thumb, Mark Bulger's back on the sideline. We'll see if he comes in the next time the Rams get the ball. But right now, this high-scoring Browns offense. Look at this. This is another phenomenal play. Braylon Edwards. People were so critical about him being kicked as high as he was, the 3rd pick. That looks like a mistake.
Oh, there's a flag right there.
Took the helmet off. It's an automatic unsportsmanlike conduct when the helmet comes off.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on the offense, number 17.
And let's see if Derek Anderson and company can convert here. If not, that's what the penalty cost them.
Edwards on the left flank. Here's a throw. Joe Jaravicius, a first down. Jaravicius. Second down and 10. Here's the rush. Anderson gets rid of it for a moment, then he's taken down. Big play by the Rams defense. Their number 1 draft choice, Adam Character. What the hold will be, it'll be a 45-yard field goal attempt. Dawson hits the ball well.
Perfect.
And he is right down on time through the middle. And the Browns go back to a 27-20 lead. But that personal foul penalty on sportsmanlike conduct was expensive. Now the pressure on Bulger and the Rams. Injured thumb and all. He's got to start firing downfield. He makes a great connection. On the run is Torrey Holt. He's out to midfield. So on 1st and 15, first down Rams. Browns in the lead. 3:58 to play in the game. Bulger. He gets the ball to Holt. And right now the Rams really cooking on offense. These receivers, though, are really kind of running free in the middle of the field a lot. That's where the ball might be going right now. Here is Bulger. Up the middle he goes, and he gets Ryan Leonard, and he's inside the Browns' 15-yard line. They're going to rule him down at the 15.
Because of what he can do other than the obvious. That's why Scott Linehan and the staff decided to choose him in the second round.
And here is a handoff and a really good play by Andre Davis, shooting in from the inside backer position and knock him down. And the game clock keeps ticking down. 2:20 to play, and it's still moving. Romeo Crennel's team leading the game 27-20. But the Rams under Linehan driving now late in the game, looking for the tying touchdown.
No safeties.
Back to Leonard, and the Browns stonewall the run on 4th down.
You know
Here
what?
come the line. He's going to be short. I think the Browns stopped him again on 4th down. And the Browns look like they're going to take over the ball and in truth the game. 16 carries for 61 yards. Now his backup is in, Jason Wright, behind the lead blocker Lawrence Vickers. That's probably where the ball is going. It is. No, they play fake, and here is Anderson dumping it off. And a rare drop by a guy who's had a sensational day, Braylon Edwards. So Edwards does not make the play, which would have been for a 1st down and a lot more.
I think this was a fantastic call, a fantastic play, and a great job. You saw Derek Anderson, his read, dropped that ball in over the top.
1:22 left to play. 2nd down and 10 for the Rams, down by 7. Bulger dumps it off. He had a lineman with it. That's going to be a foul.
Yeah, no doubt about it. The intentional grounding. Now you got 87 yards to go for a touchdown.
You're 0-7. You wait for something to go wrong. Here's a throw up the middle. This is Brian Leonard, the rookie from Rutgers, getting out to the 29-yard line. But this is going to bring up 4th down and about 5.
A little bit of.
They have one timeout left, Steve.
Yeah.
Here's Bulger, downfield throw. Broken up. Defensive penalty. 1st down Rams. Eric Wright went up against Isaac Bruce.
And Eric Wright, he's
Pass
saying.
interference, defense number 24.
So now for the Rams, it is 1st down at the Browns 46. Here's Bulger stepping up. Oh, what a play! That's the ball game. A tremendous play by Lee Bodden, snagging it like a wide receiver. The lights out play. And the Rams will fall to 0-8 as the Browns save the day with a spectacular interception.
That really was a nice play. Mark Bulger thought he had a shot at Torrey Holt over.
Purnell and his Browns coming off the bye week. Go back to Cleveland now to play Seattle with a 4-3 record, very much in it. A very big win, and for Scott Linehan, it's been a nightmare this season.